the Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling, or Talk Anything, I guess we're calling it now. Here on the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, NoDQ.com, and all. Just coming off our coverage of NXT Roadblock across the Multiverse of Media, as well as watching it on USA Network with, I always forget his name. Forgive me. The gentleman that calls the show Booker T. But anyway, thank you, Noah. Thank you, James. And yes, we definitely hope that Roxanne Perez is okay after that nasty, looked like a collapse at the end of NXT Roadblock. We will hope for an update for her across social media later on tonight. Hello, everybody. Walter, again, I saw your chat. Good to see you, sir. Psycho Jet Black stealing JJ shtick for the night, since JJ was graciously directing Roadblock for me in my, he was going to do it anyway because I wasn't supposed to be here tonight. But had internet trouble all day, which is why there was no Stop by Sports Bar. So again, I appreciate Mikey coming in and saying hello. We will have, one way or another, as long as I am here in the studio, we will have a double-length episode of Stepway Sports Bar featuring Doria Liu next week on the Custody Studio. So stay tuned for that. Big G, hello, good to see you. And again, Gabby, hello. Psycho right off the bat with the questions. Better sandwich shop, Quiznos or Subway? I've actually never eaten at a Quiznos, so I can't give a objective answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. Mike, hello, good to see you. My birthday was wonderful. It continues on. The 40s are with me, as the shirt says. Actually got to go to the Kings game last night, first time in 2 months, and they won. So all is well as we go across the first month of my post 40th birthday. And again, all roads lead 25 days till WrestleMania, when yours truly will step into SoFi Stadium for the first time in a wrestling capacity. I'm so excited for that. I've been getting a little teary all night. And JJ makes, if you're going to steal a shtick, at least super chat. Damn, man. That's terrible. It's terrible. Bad form, Psycho. Bad form indeed. Goodness gracious. Anyway, there's a lot going on. As I said, we're 25 days out from WrestleMania, which means we're under 25 days from WrestleMania week, and we will have coverage across the Multiverse of Media all week long on during WrestleMania week. Of course, we'll have our prediction shows throughout the week on NoDQ.com, simply predicting with Noah. We'll have myself, I'm sure, talking about the ladies of the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media will be along on Tuesday night, the 28th, in this time slot, by the way, after NXT, as the ladies of the Multiverse will preview and predict WrestleMania. Talk Wrestling that week will, of course, be on Monday night. I think I'm going live at 10 Eastern. I know it's during Raw. It's the go-home show for Raw. I understand that, but I want to make sure I get my shit in, if you will, because I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to be busy that weekend. Won't be able to be fully involved like I wish I could be. So anyway, that is how that goes. Yes, JJ, with your official comment. Oh, hey, I got the wrong thing. There it is. Hey there, hi there, ho there. We go. Frogger 303 says, "What's the match of the night you're looking most forward to?" So far, it's actually now it's a tie between John Cena versus Austin Theory and the ladies the six ladies 3-on-3 match, because I get to see Lita live, I get to see Trish Stratus live, and I get to see John Cena live. I'm very excited about that. Roman and Cody's gonna be Roman and Cody. I'm looking forward to the whole card. I'm even looking forward to Brock Lesnar and Omos. Yes, I said it out loud. But I'm looking forward to just being part of it. I'm currently waiting on an email. I may or may not be in a suite with some old friends at WrestleMania, which means I'll have a 2-dayer to sell for the record. There is that. Was that NXT ending kayfabe? I gotta believe it is. They wouldn't have focused so hard on it if it wasn't, but we'll see. No, they have not announced a single Hall of Fame inductee yet, and we are, as of now, for 25 away. We're 24 days from the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and we don't have a single damn name announced. Interesting how that works. Which match? Let's see. Which match do you think should main event night one? Usos and Owens and Zayn or Charlotte Rhea? Well, if you ask JJ, it should be Charlotte and Rhea because Rhea won the Royal Rumble. That's her right. If they do make the Usos versus Sami and Kevin match, I say that should be the main event. But I'm definitely leaning more toward agreeing with JJ on that because the Rumble winner should main event. That's their right. If Cena wins, we riot. It's LA. They're not going to riot after a wrestling show. They're going to wait till the Rams win the Super. Again, they're going to wait till the Lakers. They're going to wait till shit. They might riot if Cena wins. Who knows? Anyway, Dave is a Beastly says, "Do you think Mysterio versus Dominic in singles match is actually happening?" Yes, I do. I think of it. And Ken with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Ken. He says, "This is my late present for you. I can't wait till you are the voice of Jeff Meacham Network Noah Foster cover WrestleMania. Noah's commentary will be intense in the main event." Noah Foster and JJ will be on the call coming up both nights of WrestleMania. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping I get that suite situation set up because that way I can pop into the stream and not be out amongst the 50,000 and having even more noise. They're probably noisy in the suite. I'm not going to lie. But good stuff all around. King's doing great, man. 4 in a row. I am here for it. I got to see almost everybody last night that I wanted to see. I did not get to see Kings don't riot. Yeah, I mentioned that. Lakers win, we riot. Clippers, if they ever do win, I'm sure they'll riot too. When the football teams win, they riot. The Kings win Stanley Cup, no riots. The streets are peaceful in LA. Go figure. Anyway, Noah and JJ will be on the call, so I appreciate both of them committing to that. It's going to be a busy week of commentary. I am, as of now, only planning to be on property for WrestleMania itself, so I will be at least in studio for Impact New Japan Multiverse Rising. I'll be in studio for Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, as well as Hall of Fame if it happens. Our call on that, and take that back. I will not be in studio for NXT Stand Deliver. That'll be a Noah and JJ thing without me here because I'll be on my way to Inglewood at that point. So we'll see how it goes. I did find out there's some more talent announced for WrestleCon that I haven't seen in a very long time, including Bryan Danielson, who I've not seen in person in over 10 years, and even though we've kept in contact over the years. So I'm thinking I may do a little WrestleCon too. We'll see how it all lays out. And yes, give Jey Uso an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. I will cheer Jey Uso for that. Oh, man. Man, that's stronger than I meant to. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking with me for the late start. I know NXT went way over tonight, so thank you all for coming in for Talk Anything with Jeff Meacham tonight as we roll on the road to SoFi Stadium and going back to WrestleMania here in Hollywood. Josh's house, how they had Jay turn on Sammy was the smartest way they could have done it. Roman gave Jay no choice by threatening Jimmy. It still makes Jay sympathetic and Jimmy by extension. Peak storytelling. Josh with the hot take, but the correct take. Yeah, I'll stop Mr. Mansfield when he's lying. That was so goddamn good last night. And I know there was some critique, heavy critique, to be honest with you, during Aaron's recap of Raw last night. I don't agree with it whatsoever. I think I am wrapped up in this. I am ready to friggin' go. There's all the matches announced so far for WrestleMania I am invested in. I am looking so forward to everything I'm going to see coming up in 25 days. Oh. Psycho says, let's see, WWE gave you a year to make people care about these wrestlers. What changes which make them popular? Mustafa Ali, Elias, Baron Corbin, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, and Lacey Evans. Well, as we found out in 2002 with Stone Cold Steve Austin, they can't all be home runs. They all can't be, WrestleMania moments. Some people have to just be in the shuffle. it is honestly what it is. Like, oh, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I also can see the other side of that. You know, there's so many people on the roster. Well, don't hire so many people. Well, they want to have, you know, utility players. These people you list under here are all the utility players. They're not going to get the big moment at the end of the show, but they're going to get moments. They're going to get time on TV. Every single person on here right now, except Lacey, because Lacey's there repackaging her again, is getting some sort of TV time right now. We saw every single one of these people you mentioned here, except for Lacey, on Raw last night, one way or another. So that's the difference between booking the way that we feel it should be and booking to make sure everybody gets at least a little bit of that prime real estate. How mad is Sheamus that Cena took his role as Rockstar? I'm sure Sheamus loves it. I'm sure that Sheamus will love to rib John once the movie comes out and we see how good or bad John does in that capacity. Last night made it feel like WrestleMania season. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I was at the Kings game getting the updates, and then I still came home here and watched the entire 3-hour Raw on television just to see it for myself. And like I said, Josh, you're absolutely right. I am fucking ready, man. Oh my God. JJ says, KO and Sammy was just main event and hasn't even been announced yet. Solid night one semi-main. However, despite my feelings about Charlotte Flair versus Ripley, she needs to be the night one. There you go. Again, I don't disagree with that. I just think the story is much more with the bloodline main eventing both nights. Do you think WrestleMania will go back to one night with Hunter in charge if it's true about quality over quantity? Not this year, because it's already been heavily promoted as 2 nights. What I would like, if they're going to keep it 2 nights, that's cool by me. Just do less matches. Figure you want to go 3 hours. You don't have an Iron Man match like you had Sunday night for AEW, where you could have to, squeeze everybody else in. Go 3 hours each night. Get us on that freeway at a decent hour and be, and not have to deal with it the entirety of the night getting back up here both nights, because that's going to suck. That's going to be the worst part, is traffic on the 405 coming out of the Inglewood. It's going to be a bitch. So it may not go back to one night, because I honestly like that it's 2 nights, because there's more opportunities. But I would like the length of each night to decrease significantly. Right now they're 4 hours, even with 2 nights. It's a long show. If you're 8 hours that Noah and JJ are going to have to call WrestleMania, it's 8 hours that, we're going to be in the stadium just watching, the matches and the backstage content, not talking about, other peripheral shenanigans. 6 a night would be okay. Figure that's 2 matches per hour. If they go 3 hours, so 2 matches plus packages plus shenanigans, I'm here for that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm still waiting on AEW Fight Forever. You're probably going to wait forever for AEW Fight Forever at this rate. I still say that's going to make or break Kenny's standing in AEW, is where that video game actually does any damn thing. Whew, that was a lot. I'm taking another sip. Get some hydration. It's not hydration whatsoever. Anyway. Josh, I honestly don't know what match I'm looking forward to the most. Storyline-wise, besides Cody, I think I'm most invested in Dominic versus Ray. I've been a Dominic stan since day one, and that ain't changing. Hey, you stick to your convictions, Josh. I appreciate that. Psycho says, seriously, what were the plans for Bray at WrestleMania if it wasn't going to be Lashley or Lesnar? Was it Uncle Howdy? Because my fear is that they didn't have a planned match for Bray. I honestly don't even know how to address the Bray Wyatt topic anymore. I watched Aaron go back and forth with you all last night in the chat, and it made my head hurt. It really did. I don't know. It's one of those, you hear the rumor, the bullshit innuendo or whatever, that the Lesnar was pitched Bray and he turned it down. It's dirt sheets. You don't know that for sure, right? I still maintain that the initial outing with Bray was good. The hype was there. Everything was there, and then it has fallen flat. And Virtue and I almost got into a row over this the other night in the review. It was very frustrating to see it happen because it happened again. Even with somebody different in charge of creative, he is just another random cog in the chain, a cog in the wheel, another random link in the chain. Excuse me, I messed up my euphemisms there. I apologize. It's irritating because I know there's more potential, and some people think he's overrated. That's your opinion. There's potential for better than what he's being allowed to deliver, and it's just irritating to me. JJ says regarding 2 nights of WrestleMania, as long as it's 2 Rumble matches, there should be 2 nights of WrestleMania. I agree without question, 100%. JJ. City by the Bay, good to see you. Manuel says right now the theory is that Bray needs to beat the typical stereotypical wrestler. That would be Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar, right? That's one of Vince's big meaty men doing sweaty things or whatever the hell Virtue said the other night on the review. So yeah, he needs to have a regular match. He needs to have a regular match with lights on and not doing the hocus pocus bullshit for me to really get in on it. City by the Bay says, you missed on Revolution, brother. First AEW show. I had a blast. I did. I forgot to take the day off. Like I said, I did get to watch it, though, because I was off. I ended up getting the day off anyway. So it worked out that I was able to be home and watch it and be on the watch along. I did get to watch it live on BR with Noah and James calling it. I got to experience the Bryan Danielson match with MJF, which was nerve-wracking as hell, considering I had been let in via social media that Bree and Birdie and Buddy were all there backstage. It was rough. That was rough. Josh, you talked about this earlier. There's no Hall of Fame announcement. It's March 7th. I don't know what the hell they're doing. You figure right now we're 24 days out, a little over 3 weeks from Hall of Fame. And not a single announcement as of yet. And that's a little nerve-wracking, a little, here's my take on it. I had not intended to go to the Hall of Fame. My intention was to go to Supercard of Honor and come home after that. Maybe do Undertaker if I could afford it. I can't. So there's that. So I'm not really all that busted up about there being lack of Hall of Fame announcements. I get that some people are very like, what the hell about it? I said it to my dad in the car, not last game, but I forget where we were going. It wasn't to the game because I haven't been to a Kings game in 2 months for last night. We were on an errand somewhere, and I pointed out to him, it's like everybody I wanted to see go in, either I got to see go in or is already in. So I'm kind of like, at the Hall of Fame, to be honest with you. As of now, down the line with more people, there you go. Should Bray have gone to AEW? That's a very subjective answer. I don't think so. No. Hopefully not ruffling any feathers here, but what are my thoughts on the 3 biographies of Annie? I like the one about Jake. I liked hearing from Jake and Robin and other people that were more intimately involved than I realized. I forget who the first week was, so forgive me. NWO. That was cool. That was a cool Hogan, of course, rewriting history on TV as he does every time. But it was difficult to watch Kevin and realize that was the first NWO thing they've done without Scott. That was a hard revelation to see on camera. As far as this weekend goes, again, it was very hard for me to watch the episode about Joni China because I was closer to her than I will ever be to the Click or to Jake Roberts, even though I've met everybody. But there was a lot of stuff in that documentary that I was either unaware of or had forgotten in the 17 17 years since I have seen I had seen Joni. At the time she passed, it was only 11, but in the 17 now that I had not seen Joni face to face. After what's really wow to me is the same time that apparently Sean Waltman saw her live in person. The last time he saw her in person was the same night I did. And that was a what the fuck for me. I found myself really, when I made the decision to talk about this documentary on the show today, I rescinded it because I didn't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. I was very angry. Still am, to be honest with you, but I'm trying not to be too ramped up about it right now. It was discussed that we talk about it on open mic night. I shot that down immediately because I didn't want to get into a group discussion about it, because I would get the entire network thrown off YouTube for how I really feel. And if I get questioned and prodded and whatever, I'm going to go blow a fucking gasket, to be perfectly frank. The bottom line is there were people in Joni's life after the last time I saw her, last time Sean Waltman saw her in person, that were not looking out for Joni. They were looking out for them and looking out to make a buck off her and her name and her likeness and her dark side. And I think it's fucked up. And seeing those people try to spin the story to their own crap was just that. It was crap. And I'm avoid a lawsuit by not saying anything really derogatory. But yeah, the people that were involved in Joni's life after, right before she went to Japan, right after she came home, know how bad they messed up. And they'll pay for it in the end. They'll have to get right with themselves before they go into the next phase of life. Let me just see. Catch up on this, make sure. So, City by the Bay says, how do you rank Iron Man match among the best I've seen? Yep, I said it and I mean it. It was better. It was the best Iron Man match I've watched firsthand on during its original live run. Molly Holly's in the Hall of Fame, Ryan. Batista was scheduled for 2020. They were talking about it this year, but no formal announcement. Let's see. JJ said, at this point, they should just skip the Hall of Fame this year and wait for a huge class next year at 40. I agree. At this point, I'm kind of over the whole Hall of Fame nonsense. I really am. Let's shift. Got that. Intuit Dome next to SoFi will be done soon. Which will hold first, WWE or EW? Don't know. Depends what kind of thing the Clippers ownership throws at the companies for an offer. It was bad. It was really bad. And I saw her last 11 years before she passed. It got worse. I had to sit back. Okay, so you know what? Fuck it. She's gone. Whatever. I don't even care at this point. I really don't. After she got arrested in New Year's Day, 2005, I had been asked to call into the Howard Stern show when she was on that week. Was on hold with the Howard Stern show and ended up going through a tunnel that goes from here to where I worked in the valley, and I lost the signal and I couldn't get back on. So I didn't get a chance to give my firsthand account of the story. And I was asked to be on that show that week because Sean Waltman had, the term now is throw me under the bus. But that wasn't his intent. And I understand that now. That I had been there the entirety of the night when on New Year's Eve when Sean's kids were there, when Sean and Joni were just into it. Just, oh, it was awful. Subsequently, we had Sean on our old show, XMB, not too long after that, if I remember right. Aaron can give you the stats. I forget, honestly, where it was. And I had been attempting to keep communication with Joni open because I didn't want to lose that, because her and I were friends before Sean and I were that year. And I was told by the same assholes that were running her life for her that I had to make a choice of who my friend was going to be, Joni or Sean. And it was in that moment I realized that Joni's not in control of her life, and she's not going to be. And Sean was, well, as much as he could be at that point. He was still way down the drugs and darkness rabbit hole. He came out of that. I'm proud of him for that. But Joni's people told me I couldn't be Joni's friend anymore because I was friends with Sean. And that was the last time I spoke to anybody on her end of things, ever. And this was middle of 05, maybe even late 05. So, yeah, that's without getting into stuff I legally cannot, that's how it went down. And I'm not proud of the fact that I was there, other than the fact that I was able to take care of people that need to be taken care of when the people in charge of them couldn't take care of them. And Sean very graciously drove me home from Beverly Hills to here, to this house, on a suspended license, by the way. So he could have gone to jail for driving me from, on surface streets, mind you. He drove all the way from Beverly Hills to Santa Clarita. And it was awful. It was an awful night. Probably the worst New Year's I've ever had, to be honest. Long-term thinking, reflection, it was a pretty fucked up night. And I will forever be grateful to Sean Waltman for getting me here safely, back to my family. Just the people that were running Joni's life. Let me not even sugarcoat that goddamn statement. Running Joni's life, because Joni was incapable of doing it herself, and the people that were in charge of her life took advantage of her, and it's fucking disgusting that they did that. Just saying. Or the reason I didn't talk to her after New Year's Day 2005, and I never saw her alive again. And I did go to the memorial, and I look back now and I regret going. Apparently Sean didn't know they sold tickets to that, and I did know, and I bought into the bullshit that her management team spun. And it's disgusting that I did it. But it is what it is. And I regret it. I regret every bit of fucking going. And not only do I regret going because I got in the car accident on the way there, around that god-awful 405 freeway. The guy who was driving me, we got rear-ended. And I was in a major legal shit over it. To this day, I can't go see my lifelong family chiropractor because the insurance got so up that I couldn't pay the guy. And I feel like an ass for it. But, yeah. Anyway. Oh, God. Therapy with good old JM. Sign on Talk Wrestler. Talk anything. Don't mind me. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, God. Bloodline goes WrestleMania from here. All the way to the bank, baby. Who's in NXT right now that should be called up? I get it. Yes, congrats to Pau Gasol. They retired his jersey tonight at the Crypto.com arena. I know my buddy Christian's there working the game, so congrats to Pau. Where's the show? I don't have any fucking idea. No, like I said, I had to tune out after that. I had to just completely tune out from it. It was horrible. Sean's got a heart of gold. He is so much a better person than people have given him credit for in the media. Just awful. No. Okay. So everybody in the chat room, please do not blame yourselves for bringing it up. I knew it was going to come up. I knew the documentary was going to be on. I knew it was going to be a thing. And I knew that you guys knew I would be. I knew you. Fuck. I knew that you guys knew that I was friends with Joni, even briefly, and that it would come up at some point. But like I said, I didn't want to have it be a group discussion in front of God and everybody across the world, because I would have got even more ramped up. I probably would have been more angry than I am sad right now. This is just me being sad and reflective. If I'd have been in a discussion, I probably would have got angry and probably had a lot more nasty verbal volleys going across screens. So it's better it's now than Saturday. Which, you know. Oh, on that front, JJ, if you're watching still in the room, I may have Saturday off after all, so maybe it'll be open mic nights. There you go. Would I rather drink a bottle of Jack Daniels or a bottle of tequila? Well, I'll tell you what. So Thursday night, the day after my birthday, I was at Downtown Disney and was served gratis a triple shot of tequila. About, where's that one cup? Okay, well, this is a size cup, but it was about that much tequila. It was heavy duty. Hit me like a truck. And I actually spent my 30th birthday going night-night into a bottle of Jack Daniels. So right now, I say neither right now with thought process, but if I'm drinking it straight through, probably tequila, because it's supposed to be healthier for you than Jack Daniels. At least that's what I've heard. But given time, probably a Jack. This is accurate to a point, Jay. The bottle of Jack wasn't thanks to Lemmy. The bottle of Jack was due to me being depressed about turning 30 in the back of Rocky Horror Theater. But shots of Jack, yes, without a doubt. First time I don't remember with Lemmy. We've told that story. We are all glad that Sean conquered the demons and became a better person. He's one of the good ones. I categorically deny every bit of that. Mainly because both times Lemmy sang the game on stage, I hadn't met him yet. So that's horseshit. But thank you for the laugh. I appreciate it. Shit. Seriously, WWE should have China's mother inductors. So, okay. Jan and Kathy were there when DX got inducted. I think that's close we're going to get to Joni herself being inducted. I don't know if WWE's ready to embrace that yet. I wish they would. I do. I'd find a way to go if I absolutely could. I'd find a way to go if they inducted her as a solo act. I don't know if Dallas was involved in writing Sean Waltman's ship. I don't know. Dallas helped me. So I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me because Dallas also was a good song. All right. I need to run our commercials. I need to get off camera for a second here. You know what, JJ, it's time for your commercial. Here's what's coming up this month. And it says next month. Ignore the verbiage. I don't have the correct video. During March on the Custody Studios. Damn this thing. Hang on, guys. I'm working on it. Okay. Sorry, I had to get a little space there. Okay. Let's see. Psycho, I can't imagine either one of those was fun. Tearing muscles is rough. But Vince is a friggin' cyborg, so what do you want? Talking to Sean, that was not a happy experience. Bronco busting his butt to oblivion. So I can imagine, but maybe one of them were happy. Would I rather get into a fist fight with Brett Favre or Logan Paul? God, neither really. But if I have to choose, probably Brett Favre now because he's not as quick as he was in his prime. Logan Paul is still young and spry. I just turned 40, so I ain't as quick. I ain't as good as I once was, but I am as good once as I ever was, as Toby Keith says. So there you go. Oh, John Miller's here. Good to see you, John. He says hello. Not been here in a while, but have been watching via catch-up. Appreciate that. Always good to see people come on back into the fold. So yes, JJ, I did completely pirate your video making technique because I want to make sure I got the plugs out for what has now been confirmed through AEW WWE. We do know now for sure we will have a King and Queen of the Ring crowned in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the 27th of May. The next day, we will have Double or Nothing in Las Vegas from AEW, and Money in the Bank, of course, is going to be in London on July 1st. Backlash is not 100% yet. That's why I didn't include that. Of course, other things waiting on a confirmation on. Let's see. Ken says, would I rather be in a boxing match with Bart Gunn or the late great Vader? Bart Gunn. I know Bart had the lethal left hand, but just Leon scares me. Even now when he's gone, he still scares me. Psycho says, natural disasters for the Hall of Fame this year, especially Jeff's favorite. Actually, it's my brother's first favorite wrestler was Tugboat. My brother actually got the first wrestler interaction of he and I, either of us. We were at a event at the LA Sports Arena in June of 91, first show I ever went to. And we were up. The Sports Arena used to be a mezzanine and loge level, kind of like the old Forum setup. And we were up in the mezzanine, and Tugboat was down on the floor greeting people. Just, my brother was not even 4 years old yet. He was up in my dad's arms, and I yelled, "Hey, Tugboat!" because I knew my brother liked him. And he looked at my brother, and my brother in his all 3-year-old streak went, doop, doop, and Tugboat looked right at him. Good old Uncle Fred went, boop, boop, right back at him with that big, right back at him. It was a wonderful moment. So yeah, I do like Fred Ottman. I think he's great. Just it's unfortunate that he's part of the biggest botch in wrestling history because it was what it was, the Shockmaster. But anyway, Marshall Leonard's back. Good to see Marshall. It's going great, Marshall. We had a little bit of a therapy session before the commercial, but all is well now. Bret Hart should induct Tugboat. I'm okay with that if they bring back, as long as Bret's going to behave himself. I don't like the nasties. They deserve. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can't say nobody deserves it because everybody deserves it at some point or another. I think. I mean, at this point, they might as well. The Nasties really contributed more than they are given credit for. I don't want Flair and a live mic. Have Hunter do it, honestly, or Orton, one or the other. Would I say Vader has the most vicious fist? Some say Taker and his soup bones. I've never had either one of them hit me. I never met either one of them face to face. As far as like close up to see. Shit. If you ask Mick Foley, they're neck and neck because, you know, Leon busted Mick open hard way on Saturday night more than once. So yeah, it's again, they're both two of the best ever when it comes to that. All right, we are at the top of the hour. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna watch NXT for my own self, just so I can see what it went down on the show. I know kind of what went down, but thank you all. I appreciate it very much. I need to get off the air. I'm honestly still verklempt from the China talk. So, Bam Bam for the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Bam Bam should be in the Hall of Fame. You know what? He made it into WrestleMania. Goddamn it! Put Bam Bam in the Hall of Fame. I agree with that. Flair makes sense as Batista's former tag. I understand that Flair and Dave are partners, but I just don't want Nate having a live mic WrestleMania weekend because that's dangerous here in LA. He gets some really good drinks here in LA. Anyway, thank you guys again for the therapy. Thank you guys for letting me go off on that weird tangent I went off of. Thank you all. God, let's see what's going on. So yesterday, I didn't give this one bit of plug, and I'm an asshole for it. Top 10 feeds of all time was yesterday's topic on the dads. I'm always on wrestling. Check that out on demand. Watch it on the Casa channel, though. Please get JD the love and the views and all that. We got to get his view count up by WrestleMania. 2 weeks, our topic will be the top 10 all-time WrestleMania main events. There is a thread on social, on at least Twitter, maybe on Facebook, Instagram too. List your choices in comments on that post, what your guys' pick is. JJ and I are going to record this hopefully this week, next week rather. So, but it'll be up on the 20th, the Monday before WrestleMania week. So check that out. If you're in LA, please come out and see Paradise Kitty Friday night. I am going to be there. And as I said, I should be off Saturday, so I should be able to sleep it off, going to the Viper Room with the crazy badass Paradise Kitty girls. So, again, we'll be there in the Viper Room. I'll be there all day at this point. So check it out. And that's it for good old JM. Thank you all again. Really, really appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow for Aaron's recap of AEW Dynamite. Are we on? We're on Greg's channel, so the Greg Cherry Show will be tomorrow. I will be here. I'm not going anywhere tomorrow like I planned, so I will be on the Greg Cherry Show tomorrow. And like I said, where's that graphic at? I didn't put it in there, but 25 days till WrestleMania. Here we go, folks. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.